Well, is the last video an example of the direction of this channel? No, it is not. That video is something that I had to do for my own personal psychological reasons. I did a video a while back called The End of the Debate, where I spoke about how much I had to lose, and I was afraid because of the doc dropping and the meddling in my professional career. Now, my children are the most important people in my life, and my ability to provide for them is most important to me. And it had to be my focus. It had to be number one for a while. I had to make sure that I had no distractions, that I could focus on the new job, and I could perform at the new job. And I believe that I've done so. I still have a lot to learn there, but I'm comfortable now. Okay, I feel as though I can perform well and I can do the job well. And like I said, with this doc dropping and these threats and stuff, I had to stand back. And then when Raul, the fucking scum of the whole internet, comes across and then uses my name and brings up all this old crap, I had to confront it. I fucking hate bullies. And I despise myself for becoming a bully. And that's not the direction that I want this channel to go into. There are some reasons that I came back. First and foremost, I'm an entertainer. I'm a bit of a narcissist, admittingly. So, here's some full disclosure for you, okay? Sometimes I will record a video and I will, before I make it live or before I upload it, I will, put it on my phone and I'll go to sleep listening to the sound of my own voice. It's some advice that I was given by Brian J, who said, "Hey, record a video. Take a couple days, listen to it, and I do that. Okay, and it hasn't been a bad thing for me to do. As a matter of fact, there have been dozens of videos that I have not uploaded because of waiting a day, listening to it. I've decided, nah, it's unnecessary. I don't need to do it. The number two reason why I came back was because I've learned so very much from all of you. The great thing about YouTube is it's a soapbox that reaches around the world. And there are so many different perspectives and points of view and ways of thinking that I was oblivious to until the internet. And I've learned so much. I've said so many stupid things and learned from it. I've been humiliated because of the stupid things that I've said, and I've learned humility, and I've learned to accept and to own my mistakes, and I've grown as a human being. And I figured, you know what, I've grown this much. How much more can I grow? How many more people can I become friends with? And how much can they teach me? And how much more can I learn? And the third reason that I came back was because this whole great debate community has kind of fallen apart. It's crumbled. And the atheists have kind of moved on to SJWs and feminism and other topics, okay, that aren't the point. And I believe that the reason that that's happened is because the majority, not all, but the majority of the theists and the Christians and the religious people making videos are hard-headed, they're dishonest, they're uneducated, and they're not respected. Okay? And I kind of wanted to change that. I kind of want to elevate this conversation to more of an intellectual conversation. And the direction that I want to go into is more about how religion, faith, belief, how this stuff intertwines with our tribalism as a species, how it intertwines with, our the social issues that are going on right now, and also how it intertwines with our identity as individuals, and how important that is. I believe that religion serves a purpose, and it can be a positive thing. I also believe that it needs to evolve, and we need to help it evolve. This definition of God has been so stagnant and remained so binary that I believe it's time for us to break free of these traditional definitions of God and expand them by using new information, new concepts, and new ways of looking at the universe, and therefore redefining God as something other than a magical sky daddy. People like The Amazing Atheist and Bionic Dance, and I won't name them all, I don't believe are really that smart. I believe they're average, intelligent, of average intelligence, and they've done something very easy. They've taken the Bible from a literalist point of view and made jokes about it. I don't think that the Bible, and I don't think a lot of religious texts are meant to be taken literal. So a lot of people are missing the main point behind these texts. They're missing the key elements that we're supposed to take from them, from this literalist point of view. And by insulting people, belittling people, poning people with this literalist point of view, further detracts from the things that we can learn from them. Look, I am not a Bible scholar by any means. I know Raul, Atheism Defended, has called me a professed Bible scholar. I have never professed that. I have studied the Bible. I have read the Bible. And I have studied other religious texts along with Eastern philosophies. And I see a lot of connections, a lot of similarities. I believe that there's an underlying truth to all of these things that will help us as a species better understand what it is to be a human being, what it is to get along as a society. I also believe that the definition of God needs to evolve beyond, like I said, this invisible sky daddy that a lot of atheists like to use as an insult, as a childish way of belittling this concept. This concept of God is much deeper and much more complex than that derogatory term used by a lot of atheists. Personally, I believe I have a completely logical and scientific reason for believing in a God. Now, we would have to have a discussion about my definition of God before we could really move further. And that's what I'm interested in doing. I'm interested in taking this topic and elevating it. So if you're interested in having a discussion, an intelligent discussion about the concept of God, society, the evolution of the human race, and how all of these things are intertwined, then I welcome you to my channel. I welcome you to the discussion. But not like before, where I allowed trolls, and I allowed belittling, and I allowed drama to take over the conversation. I won't be doing that anymore. Now look, if you want to poke fun at me and use comedy to make your point, I welcome that. People like Glutes, I believe, are very good at that kind of thing. And I am actually very happy that he and I have become friends because he and I agree on a lot of things. I'm looking forward to the day where I can go to Europe and meet up with Glutes and we can sit and have a beer and probably have a great time. I think he and I would really get along. I think the only real difference between he and I at this point is the fact that he doesn't believe in God and I do. So I want to invite everybody to the discussion. I've noticed there are a couple of newer, well, to me, newer atheists on the scene that I think might be interested in these kinds of conversations. And again, I welcome you. I plan to do some hangouts where we can have in-depth conversations about the definition of God, about how science and God can coexist without there being, the typical, well, because God done did it type of attitude, which is an embarrassment to the religious community. So I hope I articulated the direction of this channel properly. And I hope you've become interested in watching what I have to offer and present to you in the future. But be warned, if you're a troll, if you doc drop, if you use a sock account, I may ban you. I'm not into playing games anymore. You don't have to show your face, okay? But you have to produce videos. I'm sorry. I know that's going to upset a lot of people, but I would encourage you, if you want to engage with me, produce a video. Articulate your arguments against the points that I make with audio only. And I'd be very happy to engage with you. But channels with no content, don't bother. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.